In the vast expanse of the cosmos, where galaxies swirled like cosmic dust and stars burned with ancient fury, there existed an unspoken rule, a decree etched into the fabric of existence itself: do not wake the humans. For centuries, this directive had been whispered among alien species, passed down through generations as a cautionary tale. The reasons were manifold. Humans were unpredictable, fiercely intelligent, and capable of destroying entire civilizations if provoked. Yet, despite their volatile nature, they possessed something no other species could replicate: boundless creativity and adaptability. The story begins on Zentrix 7, a desolate moon orbiting a dying star in the Andromeda Galaxy. Here, a council of intergalactic beings gathered in a dimly lit chamber carved from obsidian rock. Their forms varied wildly. Some floated like jellyfish suspended in invisible currents, while others resembled crystalline structures that refracted light into dazzling patterns. At the center of the room stood Kyle, a humanoid ambassador with skin shimmering like liquid mercury. His voice resonated across the chamber, carrying both urgency and trepidation. "The time has come," Kyle announced, his words echoing ominously. "We have exhausted all alternatives. If we do not awaken the humans, our survival is forfeit." A murmur rippled through the assembly. Some recoiled at the mere suggestion, their fear palpable. Others leaned forward, intrigued by the prospect of harnessing humanity's legendary ingenuity. The crisis they faced was dire. An unstoppable force known as the Void Eaters threatened to consume everything in its path. Entire planets had already been reduced to lifeless husks, their energy drained and matter disintegrated. No weapon or strategy devised by any species had proven effective against it. Kale's gaze swept over the council. "We know what history tells us about the humans. We know their wars nearly annihilated Earth, their greed poisoned oceans, and their hubris brought them to the brink of extinction. But we also know that when cornered, they rise above themselves. When challenged, they create miracles. This is why we must take the risk." Reluctantly, the council agreed. Preparations began immediately. Deep within the frozen tundra of Europa, one of Jupiter's moons, lay the Cryovault, a facility constructed millennia ago by an advanced alien race called the Veilith. Within its icy walls slept thousands of humans, preserved in stasis pods after being abducted during Earth's early space exploration era. These individuals represented the pinnacle of human potential. Scientists, engineers, artists, philosophers, all chosen for their unique talents. As the pod doors hissed open, releasing plumes of frosty vapor, the first human stirred awake. Her name was Dr. Elena Vasquez, a theoretical physicist renowned for her work on quantum entanglement. Confusion clouded her eyes as she took in her surroundings, but clarity quickly replaced it. She wasn't on Earth anymore. "Why am I here?" Elena demanded, her voice steady despite the surreal situation. Kale stepped forward, his metallic form gleaming under artificial lights. "Dr. Vasquez, you are needed. Your species possesses qualities essential to our survival. You will help us fight the Void Eaters." Elena blinked, processing the enormity of the request. "You're telling me aliens woke me up because you need my help? Why now? Why us?" "Because no one else can," Kyle replied simply. Over the following days, more humans were awakened and briefed on the impending catastrophe. Among them was Captain Marcus Kane, a decorated astronaut whose daring exploits aboard the International Space Station had earned him legendary status. There was also Priya Patel, a robotics engineer whose AI designs revolutionized automation industries back home. Together, these individuals formed the core team tasked with devising a solution to save the universe. At first, skepticism reigned supreme among the humans. They questioned the motives of their extraterrestrial hosts and debated whether they should even assist those who had kept them imprisoned for so long. However, curiosity eventually won out. After all, solving impossible problems was what humans did best. Their research led them to an astonishing discovery. The Void Eaters weren't mindless entities bent on destruction. Instead, they were remnants of a once thriving civilization that had transcended physical form, existing purely as energy. Over time, however, their collective consciousness fragmented, leaving behind ravenous echoes driven solely by instinct. To stop them required not brute force, but understanding and perhaps redemption. Inspired by this revelation, Elena proposed a radical idea, using music as a means of communication. Drawing upon humanity's rich cultural heritage, she theorized that sound waves could resonate with the Void Eaters' residual awareness, potentially restoring fragments of their former selves. It was a gamble, but one worth taking. Priya designed intricate sonic emitters capable of broadcasting complex harmonics across vast distances. Meanwhile, Marcus coordinated efforts with alien pilots to position these devices strategically throughout affected regions. Each step brought them closer to confronting the Void Eaters directly. Finally, the day arrived. With bated breath, the assembled coalition watched as the first wave of harmonic frequencies pulsed outward. Silence followed, heavy and oppressive. Then, slowly, the void began to shift. Dark tendrils coiled inward, forming shapes reminiscent of celestial bodies. Light flickered within the shadows, pulsating rhythmically like a heartbeat. "It's working," Elena whispered, tears streaming down her face. But victory came at a cost. As the Void Eaters' fragmented consciousness merged back together, they realized their past mistakes. In a final act of self-sacrifice, they chose to dissipate entirely, scattering their essence across the cosmos to nourish new life rather than destroy it. When the dust settled, the humans found themselves hailed as heroes. Grateful alien races offered them resources and knowledge beyond imagination, eager to learn from the resilient species that had saved them all. Yet, amidst the celebrations, Elena couldn't shake a lingering sense of unease. "We broke the rule," she said quietly to Marcus as they gazed at the swirling nebulae outside their observation deck. "What happens now?" Marcus placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "Maybe the rule was meant to be broken. Maybe the universe needed a reminder of what makes us human. And so, the legacy of humanity spread far beyond the confines of Earth, carried forth by those brave enough to defy convention and embrace uncertainty. For better or worse, the universe would never forget the day the humans woke up and changed everything."